Hmm. Here's a question that comes in from Germany. Mr. Chapman, the European Union is the largest exporter in the world, with the sum of all of its countries, with the People's Republic of China now ranked second, but China is ranked first by itself, with Germany ranking second. It is a scuttlebutt over here that Germany is playing this with the Greeks to the tune of billions of dollars. Do you feel that Germany is part of the people who just don't care about Greece and are basically hoping the euro is going to fall and it's going to benefit them?
Well, first of all, they don't dislike Greeks or anybody else. They dislike them keeping their house in disorder. And Germany's balance of trade surplus has carried the rest of the members, the 16 members of the Eurozone, has carried them for 10 years, and they're sick and tired of it. In fact, in Germany, the Germans won't accept euros that are printed in other countries. They only want German euros. Each country prints their own. And the reason why is they don't trust the economies of the other countries. They know what they can do themselves. And 71% of Germans didn't want and still don't want the euro. They would rather have their Deutschmark back. And so they were really shoved, kicking and screaming, into the Eurozone. And I think when they have this event that I've talked about earlier in the program where they get together and they revalue and devalue and all that stuff, I think Germany will say, hey, look, we don't want to be in there anymore. You guys are on your own. And I don't blame them. They're sick and tired of financing corruption and no discipline whatsoever. And Italy's just as bad. And Spain runs a fast third.
Is this a question? 1,000 cash on her hand and be prepared. Okay. Here comes the question. He wrote it in high black, so I couldn't understand if it was a question or not. My wife, friend, is in the National Guard. Her superior officer went into training and said, quote, I can't tell you what we went over, but you should be very scared and have at least $1,000 cash on hand and be prepared for what is about to come in the very near future.
4.5 years we've been on this program. I've been telling people to have 3 months' supply of money for operating expenses in the local bank, $5,000 in cash in their safe at home, and businesses should have 6 months in the bank and no more. And, of course, I've been talking about dehydrated and freeze-dried foods, a water filter, and weapons to defend your family. So, in essence, this is what he's saying.
And this just came in here. This is live on our show from the wife of a National Guard. Now, Mr. Chapman, you have, I can back it all up with archive shows, South to Gazoo, constantly, ammo, guns, food, gold, and silver, and in your own safe, and get it out of the bank. I stand by you. Mr. Chapman, my personal questions to you right now is, now that we're hearing this directly from the military, I mean, Betty in California has been giving us information off and on for over a year now, advising us that they've been getting locations to where they, as the wives, will be instructed to go buy food on military bases there in Southern California, at the Marine base, at the Naval base, the Naval Air Station, at the Navy seaport. all the way up the coastline. Even Lisa in Seattle has said and made comments that they've been getting notices of how to get to the base if some catastrophe happens. So, Mr. Chapman, my ending question to you is this the time? Is this where we're headed? I mean, you do all these shows. You got one more to do today. You work your heart out trying to warn people, and you don't get paid a dime, and you're constantly are giving great advice. So, wherever you live out there in cyberspace in another country, are you going to be safe?
Oh, yes. We have the same things I just talked about. And we're all ready, but, and you're not going to have the kind of the problems in anywhere that you're going to have in the United States and in Western Europe, but particularly in the United States. People are spoiled. They've had everything that they wanted. They never had a bad day in their life, and all of a sudden the supermarket's empty, and people are demonstrating in the streets, and the power and the water get shut off, and which brings up another thing. For those of you who can afford it, you should get a diesel-operated auxiliary power unit for your own power. But these things can happen, and nobody is more aware of that than people in the military, and people should be prepared. And, we're in the home stretch of this thing, getting into the nastiness. It's just around the corner, so don't wait.
Now, Betty comes in from California, and she says, Mr. Chapman, I know this sounds horrible, but do you feel that there are subversive groups like Drew mentioned last Sunday on these teams that are going to be infiltrating those of us that are networking? And should we go ahead now and network and set up our little groups with people that we can trust and basically investigate each other to let each other know that who we are or what we are the real deal and not some criminal element of a bad government?
Well, it's called a single cell concept. And the Minutemen, which I was involved in some time ago, and this was before these modern Minutemen of the last 10 years. This was back in the 60s. We used that concept. And, yes, you should definitely go ahead and do that. There's nothing subversive about it. You're just planning for the possibilities of the future. And you keep it on an even keel and keep as much normality as you can. But you should be with people who you know and you can trust, you've known for a long time.
All right, guys, we're closing out the show. Mr. Chapman, your golf game, have you been able to play any this week?
Well, I did, and I'm improving again. It's like a yo-yo, but I'm very happy just to get out and get the fresh air. I spent a lot of time on the phone, and I'm happy that I'm as healthy as I am at this old age.
Yeah, you and Judy both. I got news for y'all. I'm so proud of y'all being able to go out and play a little golf, even through the rain that comes about in your time. Have you been washed out any this last week? I noticed that the rain is moving into your area. Yeah,
everybody has. It's been a horrid winter everywhere in the world, and in the snow areas, the temperate zone, some people had the worst winter in 100 years or 30 years or whatever. And I've been meaning to call Al Gore and ask him about global warming, but I can't find his phone number.
Amen. Well, Mr. Chapman, we'll see you next Thursday, and I want you to tell Judy God bless her. And if there's anything I can do for you, y'all let me know.
All right, thank you. And thank you all for listening.